You got to extend the rotations a little bit more. You got a lot of guys, their first action, a lot of true freshmen played. I think we had 12 who hit the field in the game. Jason Blissett, four-star defensive tackle recruit, he had a tackle for loss on his very first snap in college late in the fourth quarter against the Bethune offense. So that was good to see. Samuel Brooks, he flashed. I pretty much shut down live tweeting the game so I could write the good, the bad, and the ugly and have it out as soon after the game as possible. And man, like I was just kind of half watching and I was like, whoa, wait, what? Who's, that? Like it took me out of my writing mode back into game conversation mode, just the way that he popped off the screen. So I think that, if he develops well, then, Sam Brooks can be a very good linebacker for us moving down into the future. Speaking of another linebacker, Avery Huff and Cameron Williams are both going to take academic red shirts this year. So they're not going to play. Even the 4 games and then red shirt thing, they're not playing at all this year. But both of those guys have a world of talent at their respective positions. Avery Huff is a linebacker. Cameron Williams is a defensive end. So that was the thing that came out. The offensive line looked a little bit better. That left side of the line is really coming together well. Zion Nelson next to Navon Donaldson at left tackle and left guard, respectively. Most of the long runs this year have been going left of center. So whether that's in, A, B, or C gaps there. So obviously Corey Gaynor is kind of in that as well, but he's the middle of that line. But that left side really doing well. You got to see some guys make some plays who otherwise, didn't really have a history of that. Like Mark Pope had almost 100 yards receiving, had over 100 yards total offense. D. Wiggins had a nice gain on a jet sweep kind of a thing where he almost scored. Mike Harley scored his first career touchdown as a junior from St. Thomas Aquinas. So that was awesome. Larry Hodges, who stepped up basically into the starting fullback role, he had 2 touchdowns, receiving. So he has 2 catches for 3 yards in his career, but both of them were for touchdowns. That happened last week. Jaron Williams started a little tentatively in his first home start, missed a couple guys. He missed a throw going to his left. He missed another throw going to his left a little bit on a kind of a half scramble, kind of pocket manipulation thing. And then on Mark Pope's bomb, he had a 54-yarder on play action. I love the fact that Mark Pope was out there in the Jeff Thomas spot where he, had the go route against, kind of like it was you slow play it for 2 steps and you burst by everybody on play action. But if Jaron Williams puts that ball in front of him, he scores. So, but, he was open by 10 yards and then had to stop, and then he caught it and then tried to dance around a couple guys, but his momentum was done by that point. So even with the 54-yard pass, that was still not as crisp as you want it to see when you're dialing up a shot. You want to see, that ball going. And again, Jaron Williams, he did warm up. He did hit a lot of throws. I think I still have the stats open because I leave them open every week. 19 for 24. So that's, almost 80% completions, I want to say. Because 20 out of 25 would be 80%. But 19 for 24 is 79.2% completions. So there's a lot to like there. But he did start a little bit slowly. Hey. To all the people who were saying what's up in the comments. So that was good to see. The defense forced 10 3-and-outs, only got 1 turnover just because, Bethune did well to hold on to the ball. But, we just got them off the field so quickly that they didn't really have a chance to do anything exotic where the ball was really at risk. So there was only 1 turnover. It was a fumble right before the half. But the defense looked the way that you want it to look, basically, against a team of this caliber competition. Bethune-Cookman had, as I click back over, Bethune-Cookman had 137 yards of total offense, and 62 of them came on the last drive. So, yeah, there was that. The punting game looked strong. Lewis Headley was very good